To be effective doing burlesque is you have to like yourself because you are what you're sharing with the audience. The whole process of getting ready for a burlesque show, like the dressing up, the ritual of putting on makeup and looking at yourself and putting on like your most beautiful costume and being like, I feel beautiful. I feel beautiful. I look beautiful. I'm going to go out and I'm going to make people feel beautiful and I'm going to make them feel like it's really an exercise in
self-worth.
Self-worth and being like, okay, like what are my best features? What can I work on? How can I be, like in a positive way? It's like, how can I be better? Like, what do I want to celebrate today?
Right. It's like an exaggerated version of beauty
100%
that you get to like. Yes, I love that.
What's up, guys? We're dreamers, we're moms, and welcome to the Mommy Artist Podcast. Now let's get creatively unhinged.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Mommy Artist Podcast. Okay, close your eyes for 1 second. Picture this. The house lights dim, the orchestra swells, the velvet curtain rises, and somewhere between old Hollywood glamour, vaudeville mischief, Broadway magic, and a touch of beautifully controlled chaos, today's guest makes her entrance. She's an actress, a producer, a comedian, a showgirl, a mom, a queen. She is Pearls Daly. Known to audiences around the world as Pearls, she has spent her career transforming stages and worlds and performances into unforgettable experiences. What fascinates me most about Pearls isn't the feathers, the rhinestones, the standing ovations, or the spotlight. It's her willingness to continuously reinvent herself. Because behind every dazzling performance is an artist who keeps saying yes. Yes to trying something new. Yes to taking risks. Yes to building her own opportunities. In a world that constantly asks women to shrink, simplify, specialize, stay in their lane, Pearls Daly has built an entire career doing the exact opposite. Today, we're talking about performance, confidence, motherhood, reinvention, glamour, entrepreneurship, and the radical act of taking up space. Let's get into it. Pearls?
Hi, Meg.
Hi.
It's so nice to finally meet you. That was a really lovely and thoughtful introduction. Thank you so much. I'm very moved. I was like, oh, I'm getting choked up. It's like the hormones.
It's also true. And it's funny because people say that when I read the intro, it's like, no, that's really all you, just like just a tightly wound up little box that I created. And I'm just so lucky to have you here. And I'm so lucky that our dear friend, Jonathan, introduced us.
Yes, so grateful.
Yes.
Love you, Jonathan. Thank
Shout
you so
out,
much.
Jonathan. Yes.
I think it's wonderful having a platform for moms.
Yes.
I don't think we can have enough.
Thank you.
And also championing the kind of weird mom.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Creative.
Because,
yes.
I appreciate all the mom content out there. And trust me, I've looked at a good amount of all of it because there's always something to learn and share.
Right.
But I am a weirdo mom.
Yeah, same.
And there isn't a ton of that.
Right.
So I appreciate you. So thank you for putting us on.
Yes.
If you will.
Yes. Yeah. It's like us like theater girlies, us creatives. It's because it's a special niche in motherhood, I think, also because we bring something to the table that not perhaps say like a working mom, like a 9-to-5 kind of mom, or like a, I don't know, businesswoman mom would have, because not only are we mothering our children, we're still mothering our creative self, our creative identity, still trying to find ourselves and evolve in whatever, creative endeavor we're pursuing. And so I think it's just something special that like you don't understand unless you talk to someone who is like you. So I think that's awesome. Let's get into your story. Can you tell me a little bit about where you're from and how, your childhood was growing up?
Sure. I'm a country gal.
Whoa.
I'm born and raised in upstate New York.
Okay.
I'm originally from a small town called Watkins Glen.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Nope.
Okay. Have you heard of Ithaca, New York?
Yes.
Okay. My hometown is about 40 minutes out of Ithaca.
Okay.
So Finger Lakes region. We have all the lakes. We're about 2 hours from Buffalo,
Okay.
and then Canada.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So very, very cold winters,
Mhm.
very, very hot summers.
Mhm.
But I absolutely love and appreciate where I'm from, and the longer I'm away from there, the more I do appreciate
Oh,
it.
nice.
Of course, growing up, I wanted to come to the city.
Mhm.
My mother traveled a lot for work early on, and her favorite place to come was New York.
Mhm.
So I had all these postcards and things from her travels. She'd get me little things from the city, and that was always the most exciting. The
Yes.
most exciting was always New York.
Yes.
I had a wonderful childhood. I really, really did.
Good.
And I recently did a Mother's Day trip with my mom.
Oh,
And,
cute.
just getting to talk about things.
Mhm.
And I just was like, I'm so happy that we can do this together.
Mhm.
You know, I really love you so much because I really, you did it.
Mhm.
Like you did such a good job.
Yes.
I don't come from a wealthy family
Mhm.
by any means,
Mhm.
but it's so strange. I grew up feeling very rich.
Right.
And it was because my parents, and shout out to my father as well.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was a
Shout out,
team.
Dad.
They're both awesome, but they're both artists.
Right. Okay.
My mother is a seamstress
Okay.
and a designer by trade,
Cool.
and my father is a musician who does like political cartoons and
Oh, cool.
lots of art. He's very, very good with fine art.
Okay. Yes.
But the interesting thing is both of my parents, despite being artists and despite living in upstate New York, they had day jobs, if you
Okay.
will. They
Mhm.
kind of juggled all these things, but they
Mhm.
never let their creative lives go away or die
Good.
completely.
Mhm.
They went through all these amazing phases. So I
Mhm.
kind of got to see these two people fight for their lives, if you will, as
Yes.
artists growing up. And they always encouraged me to follow things that I was passionate
That's
about.
wonderful.
And that's huge.
Yes.
Honest to God, when I was like, I'm going to come to New York and this is what I want to do, they were like, hey, we might not be able to support you
Like
financially
financially.
all the time or,
Mhm.
whatever, but we believe in you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you can always call us. We could always talk it out.
Mhm.
There's always a way to make it happen. So growing up, I grew up in a really fun house. There was always all kinds of music playing with my
Mhm.
dad. I watched a lot of movies. We didn't have cable or anything, so we were a movie house for
Yes.
sure,
Yes.
and which I loved. And we watched everything Disney, old movies,
Mhm.
all the '90s movies.
Mhm.
And I was just so inspired by like the stage and screen.
Mhm.
And I would put on soundtracks, and then I started writing shows, and then I would make them come to the shows in their house. I would like
Nice.
create a
Like
theater.
at what
Yeah,
age are we
yeah.
talking?
Okay, the shows that I wrote started at around 4th grade.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
had a
That's
buddy
amazing.
also named Megan, which is so funny. I had Megan Laux,
Shout
and she
out.
lived up my street, and she was the first friend that I roped into doing shows.
You cast her.
Yes, yeah, we were in it. And the funniest thing I look back on, I remember we wrote a whole play about food, and my favorite scene was the the cornflake scene, and we thought we were so clever because we ripped up paper to look like the cornflakes.
Mhm.
We made like I think a cardboard milk,
Okay.
and then we had a laundry basket for the for
Bowl?
the bowl. And I was like, you know what would really make it? Let's have a white sheet come
Yes.
out and be the milk, and then like
That
you'll
is
be in the milk.
super creative.
It was just it was so
I can
creative.
see it in my
Yeah.
mind. Like
Yeah.
the cardboard
Yes.
milk, and then there's the flowing sheet. I see it.
Oh my God. But it was also I becoming a parent now, I realize we had our experience as the kids, but like what my parents saw was a completely different thing because we thought it was so funny.
Right.
We couldn't get through the play without laughing. So it was like these two little girls just laughing the entire time.
Yes.
And that kind of like great laugh where you're like gag crying
Yes.
and you're trying to like say lines and
like
do stuff.
get through the scene.
Yes.
We've all been there.
And we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so we got to the cornflake scene, and all we could say was the word cornflakes, even though we had other things happening. And we were just like, cornflakes. And we just thought we were so funny and clever. And I remember looking out, and my parents, they were watching, but they had stuff to do. Like,
Right.
I totally
You're
get
right.
it. So they're trying to be sweet, but they're just like,
Yeah, like a million. Their mental load is like a million
Right?
other things, and yeah.
And I'm like, but the food
come
play,
on, cornflakes.
cornflakes. It was so fun.
Ugh.
But they let us do stuff like
Yes.
that, and I so appreciate their enthusiasm about what I was enthusiastic about.
Yes.
Because it has done nothing but serve me.
Yes.
As an adult.
And it's not always the case with artists.
It's not.
Yes. My parents were also very supportive, they kind of didn't know what I was getting into, what I was doing, but they're like, you know what, if you're doing it, we will be there. It's always helpful.
Yeah.
And yours being creative, that's so cool that you got to see them in action. And you know, generally that's the case. Like when you are able to have that in your home, it's much easier to go that route. Yeah. And especially, you know, it's just like you've seen it, you're familiar with it, you know, kind of, and then also to see the part where they're also still working.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, you know, both sides, you know, that you're not going to move to New York and like this, you know, this is going to be it without any other kind of hustle at the beginning and stuff like that. So that's 100%. Cool that you kind of got that. So you were definitely performing as a child all the time.
Oh yeah. I've never wanted to do anything else. Like I've been asked that question so many times, and I really have thought, and I'm like, wow, no, I've always felt called to be an artist.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because you are in your this is who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel.
Yeah.
But what if you couldn't?
If I couldn't be an artist?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think what?
Okay. I think I'd be a detective.
Okay.
I know it's strange.
No,
but I got
a spy.
Yeah.
Because you could use your
the power
skills.
Of adaptability.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes.
A detective. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something I'm always drawn to true crime.
Same.
And all these things.
What girlies aren't.
And I so admire, you know, what they do. And there is also the element of, you know, helping people and that kind of thing. I think that's really awesome.
Yes.
I'm fascinated with detectives.
Interesting.
So maybe a detective.
I like that.
I'd be.
We'll watch out for that.
Okay.
Have you always been a super confident child or super confident person in general?
I think I learned how to fake it when I was little.
Yes.
But I definitely had my insecurities growing up, and I definitely had eras of bullying.
Yes.
Too, which was crazy.
Right.
And they changed from like elementary school through high school. Wild. But I learned early on that people like to laugh. And people like one, you'd get attention.
Right.
And two, it like made people feel good, and like maybe they'll be your friend, or you know, maybe you'll be liked if you're funny.
So being funny was
that was my MO. I kind of became like a little bit of a class clown.
Yep.
Not like a menace. I wasn't a menace, but I was definitely like an eccentric kid.
Yes.
In 8th grade, I did a thing where I had a pet rubber ducky.
Yeah.
In water that I carried around to all my classes. And I was like, this is serious.
In like a bowl?
Like a bowl. Like
okay.
A little fish bowl.
Gotcha.
And it did have a lid. But I was really like, it was like performance art. I took it very seriously. And I would put it on my desk. And the teachers, because I did my work and I didn't know whatever, they were like, okay. And sometimes I think it was good fodder for them.
Right.
They'd be like, did the duck get that? Is the duck taking notes?
They used it as their comic relief.
Because that's the fun, you know? You can't fight a good prop, you know? So, like, I would know when to be disruptive. Is that strange? You know what I mean? Like, I would like, exactly I'm like, this is my moment. I'm going to say something crazy.
Yeah. You know, you had the timing back then.
Yes.
So.
And also, I'm sorry, the memories. God, I must have been in 3rd grade, and I had an aunt living in Hawaii at the time.
Cool.
And we were doing state reports, and I was like, I'm getting Hawaii because I have intel on the ground.
Right.
Like my aunt lives in Hawaii.
Right.
So I get it. And I, you know, call her and I was like, hey, I'm doing a state report on Hawaii. Can you like send me anything from Hawaii? And it looks so cool. And she does. And she sent like, I remember there was like a coconut head and like she sent me a coconut rock and a thing. Thinking that I would like put a leotard on or whatever. So it comes time for me to do the report. You know, I put it on. I put it on like how it did. I don't remember. I don't think I like had my underwear out. I think I had something on from what I remember, maybe like a skirt or something. But I did do the coconut bra. And I walked into my class and I was like, welcome to Hawaii. And they were like, and I thought it was so funny. And it was, but it was burlesque. I was like, "Oh my god, I've been doing burlesque for so
Since
long."
3rd grade.
I'm like, "Welcome to Hawaii," and whatever. And they were like, and the teachers, I remember, like, I didn't get in trouble. They
Right.
couldn't be
They're
mad because
shocked.
it was.
They were
They were
shocked.
like, "It's an authentic hula is a thing." They like, I talked
Yeah.
about it, but yes,
It
and
was in the 90s.
you're
There were some different things
right.
happening.
Oh my god, 100%. But yeah, that was me as a
That's awesome.
kid. Yeah,
Oh gosh, I love that.
yeah.
I feel like it took me a while to I would often try to blur the lines between being cool, but then living in this theater kid world. And it was often like a struggle for me, but I knew I always felt more confident, more myself, more had more fun in the theater world. And
Mhm.
I mean, I would eat lunch in there. But by senior year I was living in there
Yeah.
in the theater room and everything like that. And so I knew that those were my people. This is my calling. And it teaches you so much about life and empathy and
Mhm.
learn and living in someone else's shoes. And just I'm just so fortunate to have that background. And I just I could go on and on about how theater should be in every school. It's such a disservice. I feel that my kids only go to art and music. And music, they try to integrate theater into this one musical they have in 1st grade that I inevitably try to take over, and no one asks me to, but they're
Listen.
like, "Is there any parent volunteers?" I'm like, say no more."
Yeah, say less.
I
Yeah.
have got this entire thing. I end up being the AD that no one asked for.
Oh my god,
I'm
I love
sitting by
it.
the director, or the music teacher,
I love
and
it.
he's not sure what I'm doing. I'm like, "Do you want me to be
You
on a
got a
book?"
mic? Do you
I'm
want a mic?
calling lines. I'm
Oh.
sitting in their front. I just know what to do, and they don't. And I just wish, I don't know. I wish there was a more theater integrated program in elementary
Oh,
school
yeah. Oh my god, yes.
just to teach those things. Because and then looking back now, being in therapy, it's like, oh my gosh, all of my theater classes were therapy sessions. The
Mhm.
exercises that I do, and the breath work, and because we had great high school theater teachers.
Oh,
And
that's
all,
such a blessing. That's so
yes,
cool.
yes, and all the breath work and the character work and the inner work is stuff that now my therapist tells me to do. I was like, oh, I've been doing this for years. This is just theater warm-ups.
Yeah,
So it's just I just feel like all kids should experience that.
I
The
agree.
world would be a better place.
I agree, and even if there's also
Mm.
other roles in the theater, like doing
Absolutely.
crew,
Yes,
doing
tech.
yeah, all that stuff.
Mhm.
There's a Ken Davenport, have you heard of him?
Mm-mm.
He's a Broadway, off-Broadway producer,
Okay.
and I don't know, I saw him, I think, on a podcast years ago, and he talked about how it'd be great incentive for kids because I think a lot of parents are like, "Oh, you wanna be an actor? Oh
Yeah.
gosh,
Ha
here we
ha
go."
ha.
But Ken had a great point where he's like, "This is a multi-million dollar
Industry.
industry if you think about it, and there's a lot of different people
Yep.
that make it happen.
Yes.
What if we taught kids, hey, you're going to produce your high school musical
Yes.
and you're going to learn producing.
You're right.
You're going to learn about ticket sales. You're going to learn how to get people in seats. You're going
You're
to
right.
raise money." He's like, I got chills because it was so powerful. He's like, of course, being on stage, that's great.
Mhm.
Wish that for everyone at least once.
Mhm.
But there's also a lot of value in kids and like being included and learning all those skills.
Absolutely.
Hard skills that can make you can make great money, have a great life, be amongst creative people. There is
Mhm.
an artistry to those things as well.
Yes.
And I'm like, that'd be so cool.
That would be
If I
cool.
had my say, if I ever do with my daughter's school, I'd be like, who's producing this play?
I know.
You know what I mean?
No.
We need a producer.
Actually, it's me.
Yeah, yeah, right. Actually, it's me. But no, but like for a kid, that'd be great. Kids love that stuff.
No,
I
I know.
loved like any opportunity to like hustle. I loved that growing up.
Yes.
You
And you're
know?
so right,
Yeah.
because there is a whole community of say theater kids who don't want to be on stage per
Mhm.
se.
Or they change.
Well,
They
yeah.
start. They're like, I love the theater. I want to do it. And then they're like, and then they feel bad. They don't want to be on stage anymore,
Right.
right? They're like, oh, I even if they maybe they went to college for it, they're like, oh,
Mhm.
I love the theater, but I don't have that in me to
Mhm.
like the rejection, the
Mhm.
keeping up on classes,
Mhm.
like but they're like, but I love it, but guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
like,
for me.
wow, what if you like refocused that?
Yeah.
You're able to connect with all these people.
You're so
You're really
right.
powerful in that. Like there's something in there, and I
Yeah.
feel like there's so many kids that would shine
Even
knowing.
college
Yep,
class. I think even college classes lack
yep, because
those kind of
yeah,
because I would did film school, but it wasn't. I mean, I have a film degree, but not like from a film school.
mm,
And I remember there was only so many classes about like that side. Like I
mhm,
don't know if there was even a producing class. There's definitely like a writing class.
mhm,
Like a. I remember learning about like grips and gaffer. Is that a
yeah,
thing? Yeah,
yeah,
those
yeah,
positions and
yeah,
things like that. But now that I think about it, there wasn't that many
yeah,
like classes like that. So yeah,
yeah,
I agree. Career
mhm.
wise, did you go straight into performing?
Oh, yeah.
Was it your first? So what was your first like gig?
Okay, so I did a 2-year program,
Okay,
and I could have continued to a 4-year, but I was like, "I am not a college girl
right.
right now. I wanna be doing this
That's
thing."
fine. Yes, you're
So
ready.
I started doing all those non-union auditions,
Hmm.
and my first, like, big girl gig, I worked for Disney Cruise Line.
Oh wow, that is a
Yes.
great gig.
It
I
was
feel.
honest to God, if I can recommend anything to young actors,
Hmm.
like, dancers, whatever, a cruise ship job at 18 to 20,
Hmm.
you go, you save all the money, you don't have to pay rent,
Yes.
you have food, you kinda get to see the world a little. You're doing shows and doing creative things every day, so you
Right.
kind of like, "Wow, if I better love it."
Yeah, you're
You know
thrown
what I mean?
into
You're
it.
kinda
You
thrown
can't
into it.
escape. You're in the middle
Can't
of the
you're in the
ocean.
middle of the ocean. It really is a wonderful trial by fire,
Hmm.
even though you're on the water. But that was my first job out of school.
I feel like that's a really good
Yeah.
first gig. What was your role?
Okay, well, as a former employee of the Disney company,
Mm.
I can't say who I played, but
Oh, I see.
I can tell you who I was really good friends with,
Okay. Yes. Who? Oh,
which
I
is
love this.
which
Yes.
is,
Who was your friend?
okay, so I had many friends when I worked for Disney, some of which you do not know. Um, I was very good friends with a dancing waitress.
Okay.
I was very good friends with Snow White,
Okay.
Merryweather,
Yes.
Alice in Wonderland,
Okay.
and a multitude of other friends that just help
Yes.
the shows shine.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so
Yep.
much. I totally
I love
I'm on board.
I know, 'cause, like, they're always watching. I'm like, "I know the mouse is
I
watching." And
know.
I went to Disney jail one time, which is
Really?
a story we can talk about later if you
Oh
want.
my
And ever
god.
since I went to Disney jail once, I was like, "It's very funny." It sounds scarier than it was, but it is a thing because they take the character integrity so
They do.
seriously, that, me and my friend Jennifer Livet went to Disney jail.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
For revealing too much.
no, not at all.
Oh.
You would laugh. I can
Just
tell you.
let's
Okay,
just hear
okay,
it.
Disney jail. Okay, so we're floating on the water, and Jennifer, my buddy at the time, was one of the dressers for the
Mhm.
show. So basically, all the quick changes, maintaining all the costumes, and
Yes.
she's from London, if I
Okay.
recall. We fell out of touch. I miss you, Jen.
If you're listening.
I have to find her. But we became very tight because
Mhm.
again, like you're doing all the quick changes
Mhm.
and cleaning all the costumes, and so there, there. I don't know if it exists anymore, but at the time, Disney, I believe, only had 2 ships,
Okay.
and I was on the Magic, and the Magic was the 7-day ship, so they
Okay.
had tons of shows, tons of stuff, and one of the shows was called Disney Dreams, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken, and it was very much like a musical review style
Mhm.
show,
Mhm.
and within the show, they had not Alice in Wonderland, excuse me, a Sleeping Beauty sequence.
Okay.
Now, it had this big light-up cylinder,
Mhm.
and Sleeping Beauty and her prince would be on the cylinder and it would rotate around the stage. Very
Oh.
fancy. And what would happen is her 3 little fairy godmothers would come out
Mhm.
and we'd be swinging and we had
Mhm.
our wands.
Mhm.
And forgive me, their names escape me, but you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
I was friends
Wait.
with Fauna, I believe,
We'll
the
cut it.
green
Don't
fairy.
worry.
Yeah. While it moves around the stage, the pink and the blue fairy,
Mhm.
they point at it and it lights up in their
Oh.
color.
Oh, cute.
Because if you recall in the Sleeping Beauty story, they have that whole fight over like, it should be
Pink.
pink, it should be
Yes.
blue.
Mhm.
So their wands are coordinated with the light up of the
Mhm.
choreographer, right?
Mhm.
So everyone's like, oh, wow, because
Mhm.
it is beautiful. And the sphere lit up, but her dress lit up as well.
Oh,
So it was
pretty.
really
That is pretty.
the definition of extra. Like,
Mhm.
and then, Fauna's out there,
Mhm.
green fairy with her fan. wand, excuse me. And the joke is that her wand doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
So they're battling over pink and blue,
Mhm.
and then green never happened.
Right.
And then we twirl off stage, and that's it.
Uh-huh.
So we're doing the quick change, and
They
are doing the quick change. And my friend Fauna goes to get her wand.
Right.
And Jen is like, I can't find your wand. And I think she's like kidding, like, because she's very, very, very funny lady.
Especially in that accent.
Very funny lady. She's like, I can't find your wand.
Find your
And I was like,
wand.
and she's like, oh, come on, I need my wand. She's like, no, really, I can't find it. I don't know where it is. And I'm like, I had to go. So she's like, oh, all right, well, use this. And she hands me a wooden spoon.
Oh no!
Now they had a wooden spoon because
Not you.
yes, Fauna. They had yeah. They had Fauna a wooden spoon, and they had a wooden spoon because they had a whole Tarzan sequence where they're banging on things. So Fauna goes on stage with the wooden spoon,
Oh no!
and I'm like, so shy.
The show must go on.
It happens so quickly,
Yes.
right? So we're she's out there, they're doing their stuff, and sure enough, Fauna goes to change that color, and there's a spoon where a wand should be. The audience erupts laughing because it's funny, right? It is. Listen, like in another world, in a theater where you can make choices,
Right.
I think a director would be like, yeah, keep that.
Keep it.
That's actually very charming and funny. But because of the character integrity and what they know the movie as.
Right.
So we're thinking like, okay, maybe Fauna they'll forget it even happened.
Right.
Maybe it'll be such a blop. But of course, because people laughed and it was so funny.
It was like a moment.
Like the dance captain had to report it. And the stage
no!
manager had to report it.
No!
And we went to Disney jail. Now, Disney jail is, I think it's important that it's there, obviously, but I think there are people who do worse things. You know what I'm saying?
What is it?
Basically, it's like a corporate report. So
Okay.
if you go to Disney jail,
It's not a real place.
it's not a real place.
Okay.
Exactly.
In
Well,
my
actually,
mind.
well, they do have, they're on cruise ships. They do have
Jails,
spaces
right.
for people if you really are naughty,
But that's not
us.
Okay. It wasn't like a Disney themed jail cell.
Right.
That
And
was-
basically, if you go to Disney jail enough, you are no longer rehirable.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
a big part of it is you want to maintain
It's a report.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Your company integrity.
Yes.
Be able to come back. So we received notice that we have to go speak to the cruise director. And the cruise director is the president of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
What he says goes.
Yes.
And So Jennifer is very I really loved her because she was great at her job. She was so funny, but she very much was like, whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to go home. She goes, I really want to make hats. And she was really into making hats. She goes, I'm going to make you a hat. She was into hats. This was like something she was doing in the interim to her hat business. Whereas for me, I was like, oh my God, my career, whatever. So we have a meeting. We go to see the president of the ship. And we're sitting there. And again, look at us. The two of us, we have no records. We're nothing but good employees. So we're sitting there, and the guy, he's Australian, and I butcher this accent.
No, please do it.
But he's like, oh no,
Oh no.
I know. And he reads the report, and he's like, oh, I see you. You went on stage with spoon. And read. And he's like, oh no, I know, But the best is he could see how ridiculous it was. And his tone was like, I see you both. I'm like, we have to do this. And he goes out, are you sorry? And I'm like, we were like, yeah, yes. I was like, all right then. And then it was done. And we were totally cleared. We had no Disney record.
Oh my gosh.
It was very much like things happen. Next time, make sure Fauna, that thing.
Yeah,
and we were
sure.
fine. But that was my experience going to
Oh my
Disney
gosh,
jail.
that's a great story.
Yeah.
Then tell me about the order of things after that. So the Disney, and then you moved to New York?
Oh, pretty much immediately. Actually, maybe a month or two after my contract ended with Disney, I actually was up for something at the park.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Streetmosphere?
No.
Okay. At MGM Studios, they have an improv troupe.
Okay.
Called Streetmosphere.
Okay.
And honestly, it's one of the most fun things I've ever seen. Basically, it's a bunch of actors who pretend to be, like, archetypes of, like, old Hollywood. So you got the old-timey director, you have the starlet, and it's just a romp. I caught them. We had a day where we docked and we all got to go to Disney, and, I got to see them perform, and I was like, "Oh my god, I wanna that would be a
You wanna
fun
be in
gig. I'd
that.
like to do that." And I asked around, and sure enough, they actually had an audition on one of our port days, and
Oh,
they were auditioning for they were seeing people for Streetmosphere, and then also they were, maybe Finding Nemo in
okay.
the park. The musical was happening. There was auditions happening, and so they offered to the cast of the ships. They're like, "On your port day, we'll bring you in,
Oh, that's
and you
nice.
can audition." I did with respect, I did not wanna do Finding Nemo, the
Okay.
musical,
That's
but
fine.
I was
I
wildly
can see
interested
that.
in Streetmosphere because I had the background in improv. I loved what they did. It was also an equity contract. So
Oh,
I was like,
perfect.
"Okay," again, strategy, right? So it's like, "Okay, I did a year of this Disney, save some money. I wanna go to New York, but you know what would be really great if I went to New York with an equity card
Right.
and, like, whatever." So oh my god, you know when you have a really good audition? It was that.
Nailed it.
Oh my god, we had so much fun, it was so dumb.
Mhm.
I just loved it, and they were like and they told me, they're like, "We need you to see, the director,
Mhm.
so we'll have you come back."
Mhm.
They're like, "When are you done with your contract?" And I was like, "June, whatever." They're like, "Okay, we'll arrange it, like,
Mhm.
then. We'll let you know."
Okay.
And I was like, "Okay." And sure enough, it was like I got off the ship, and thank God at the time I had an aunt that lived in Melbourne Beach in
Mhm.
Florida,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Hey, can I stay with you for, like, these" I'm in callback waiting for my callback for Streetmosphere.
Uh-huh.
We had the best time. She goes, "Yes, absolutely." But Melbourne Beach, I had to, like, bus into Orlando,
Right.
stay overnight, and I was so excited. And I remember, like, my final callback, again, it felt really good. I was
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna be here."
Mhm.
And then it was like, as soon as we have an opening,
Oh.
because we want you for like the starlet thing.
Mhm.
As soon as we have an opening, we'll
Mm.
let you know. Like you and I was like, oh, okay. Turns out those actors do not leave those
Oh
contracts.
gosh.
Again, think
Right.
about it. They're equity contracts.
Right.
You're working in this beautiful Disney MGM,
Mhm.
with the right group of people. Like what a dream, right?
Mhm.
Like you're gonna hang on to that for at least what, 4 years,
Did you know at the time?
I didn't,
Right.
but the more I kinda, like, looked into them and, like, asked people about it and
Mhm.
got wind of it and realized, I'm like, "Wow, like, of course I wanna do it." Like, a lot of
I
people
believe
wanna do
right.
it.
Right.
Um, but I was really proud of the work that I put in towards that,
Mhm.
but I also was like, "I need to go back to New York."
Right.
I also took that as I'm like, "Okay, well,
Sign.
I've done a lot of, like, Florida.
Right.
I've been here. This is a sign from the universe. I wanna go to New York." So from there,
Yes.
I went upstate to visit my family
Mhm.
for, like, maybe a month, and then I went back to the city, and again, the best is that because I had saved money and I was able to kind of move on my own. I didn't have to,
Nice.
ask for help
Mhm.
and,
Depend
be
on anything.
desperate. It
Yes.
felt really nice to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do this."
Mhm. Mhm.
So then I moved to New York and, kicked off the New York chapter, which was
Nice.
really exciting 'cause I had done school in New York, but school is so different than, like,
Real.
the
Mhm.
real world,
Mhm.
real performing world.
So was it like a film gig, TV gig, theater gig that was first in New York? What was first?
Um, Musical, actually. I
Musical?
did an original version, like, paying gig back, first one back, I did an original musical version of Beauty and the Beast. Yeah,
Nice.
which was so precious because in the original version of Beauty and the Beast, if I recall, there's kind of like 2 evil sister
Okay.
characters to the beauty character, and I played one of the evil sisters, so it
Okay.
was really fun after a year of being really strict, and
Strict.
again, Disney jail.
Right.
It was really fun to be, like, campy and
Mm.
dumb, and
Mhm.
it was fun. I
Good.
had a lot of fun, so that was, like, my first, like, paid acting gig back.
Awesome.
Mhm,
I like that.
mhm.
What do you connect with most, though? Do you like to do theater, film, like
I
camera or stage?
honestly stage.
Yeah.
It's crazy. For a long time, and I do a lot of film, and I
Mhm.
do really love it, but I've always come from live performance.
Mhm.
I really had especially after I gave birth, I had, like, a real renaissance of like, I really miss it.
Mm-hmm.
And it informs everything I do.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I kind of ran away from professional theater
Mm-hmm.
for a while. And I think you get this, when you're going so hard at something and maybe you feel like you're not where you want to
Mm-hmm.
be and whatever and like all things it can be very frustrating
Yes.
and theater is not perfect
Right.
and you know you if you don't fit into a certain thing,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to have that part, and it can be hard.
Yes.
And I kind of ran away from it for a while, and burlesque was great with that because it was a real opportunity to like kind of get to know myself again,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the most important thing.
Right.
You have to know yourself
Mm-hmm.
with whatever you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really happy to kind of be embracing it again
Yes.
because I have really, really missed it. Because I went really hard on burlesque and TV film. I would say actually for the last like commercial play that I did that actually led me to burlesque actually
Mm-hmm.
was like the last thing where I was like, I love this, but I don't know, like I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
You like creatively tired. And like
Yes.
I'm showing up onto these auditions or I'm showing up to the same thing every day and it just feels like blah. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I need to like shake it up. Like, how do I use these skills? I want to do more things.
Mm-hmm.
So, but theater first.
Theater
Theater
first.
first.
Mm-hmm.
It informs everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I watched your reel, and it's like you're so good on film as well.
Slept with your husband?
Yes.
Aren't you supposed to sleep with your husband? I'm confused.
Well, we've been separated for a while, so it was a little unexpected.
Well, your boyfriend took it pretty well, considering.
Imagine a world on the verge of complete societal collapse. Revolution on a global scale. Those in power needed to calm the masses, and your discovery of controlled hypnosis came at the perfect time. You may now address me as 357-320. Our protocols require no emotional involvement in our sessions. If you would like to check my bioscans during your auditing session, I can have my assistant arrange that.
Now, I know sometimes we like to lean on tools because they give us the numbers that are correct. But what is the correct thing? Sometimes it's a feeling.
And I feel like it can be so difficult for a theater actress to do both because it's so small and you have to be so big, and to really like train your instrument to do that is difficult, and to know the demands of like each one, like I don't know, I couldn't do it. And I mean I didn't give it that much time, but I was just like very quickly, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Because it's so different.
Yes, it is different, but I think something that blew my mind, and it was kind of the right teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And this was somebody I actually discovered during the pandemic because, we're all online looking at stuff. And there's this man named Joseph Perlman. Have you heard of him?
No.
He's a wonderful teacher. He's based out of LA and he teaches all actors, but film and TV is kind of his specialty.
Mm-hmm.
And he is so good about, excuse my French, but like cutting out the bullshit
Yeah.
and being like, you can be a theater actor and you can be big and you
Mhm.
can fill the space and be just as effective on film, and kind of breaking things down in a way that was so not abusive. You kind of realize, like, I think that a lot of theater actors kind of get pushed around a lot in the film and TV space. They're like, you're so big.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that face? No
And
one,
it's like,
and it's always like, no one makes that face. It's like, well, I make this face.
I know.
I
remember
like,
being in a film
I
class
make
and they're like,
this face.
pretend like you're watching TV. So I'm like,
Right.
doing all the like switching the channels. And you go, stop.
Oh, no.
It's not how you really watch TV. And then I'm just like,
And then you're in your head, right?
I'm
And you're
like,
like,
do you just literally want me to sit here? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And they were rude. You're right.
yeah. And
almost like make a mockery of it.
right. And the truth is, like, film and TV would not be here if it weren't for the theater. That's like the evolution of what that is,
Right.
truthfully. And it's like, I can appreciate film and TV technique because there are certain things, right?
Yes.
Like, not everything is like 30 Rock where there's like one crazy person like
Right.
coming in being like, what's up, everyone? Like, but I think if you are like honest with what it is, you can be bigger than you think.
Right.
And I think that that is so, so important. Um, Also, one technique thing he would talk about, he goes, uh, when you look at a role, he's like, imagine that it was written for you.
Hmm.
Like, imagine they were like, Megan, this role came in, it's for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Interesting.
not like how you play it. It's not like who is this person. It's you in this
Mm-hmm.
scenario. It is you using your imagination.
Interesting.
And I was like, as somebody who is a bigger
Mm-hmm.
personality, I found that really empowering
Mm-hmm.
for film and TV
I
because
think that
it's
would help
like,
me too.
well, they wrote this role for me, so I'm going to start with this version
Right.
and show them that, and then from there you can take direction.
Right.
You can turn it down or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But I loved that.
Yes, that is a
Imagine
great
that
bit
the
of
role
advice.
was created for you,
I love that.
and that's it.
So when
Yeah.
you're meeting a new friend and they're like, "So what do you do?" How do you just sum it up? What do you say?
Okay. Okay. I go, I'm an actor and a burlesque artist.
Perfect.
I think that's just where I'm at day in, day out. Those are
Yes.
usually the things that I'm most immediately working on. But, if the person is kind of if the vibe is, off, I go, I'm an artist.
Right. Okay. I
And then
see.
it can lead from there, kind of like feel it out. 'Cause
Right.
some people, I don't know. I'm like, man, why do you want to know?
I know, right? I know.
But some people are genuine. And I think with that, I'm always like, I am an actor and a burlesque artist because
Yes.
that's what I'm doing almost all the time.
Okay. I love that. Good answer. Good job. Speaking of burlesque, what a
Mhm.
perfect segue. You work at Duane Park.
Mhm.
I love Duane Park.
It's a very, very special
It
place.
is a magical place. I've been going since Jonathan started working there. And I remember the first time I went, I was just blown. It was my first burlesque performance to watch.
Oh, wow.
I was blown away just by the stage, by how just classy it was, how glamorous it was, how you truly walk up there and you're transformed into like a different generation. And
Oh, yeah.
it's just so tasteful and like entertaining and funny and fun and empowering for women. And I loved it so
It's
much.
a very, very special place.
I loved it.
It's actually where I got my official start in burlesque.
Oh,
Back in
yeah.
the day, I started kittening those shows when I
Mhm.
got started.
What's that mean?
So the kitten is basically the person after the artists are done taking off their clothes that does the pickup.
Okay.
Yep.
Like behind in the
Yeah.
dressing room.
No, you're seen on
Oh,
stage.
oh, right. Oh,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You come out and you do it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And
Are
sometimes,
you dressed up as well?
oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You're part of the show.
Okay.
And a good kitten knows that.
Yes.
You
good
know that
kitty.
you are part of the show.
Yes.
And sometimes depending on the show, you have a bit with the host, and
Right.
keep things moving, keep it
Yes.
funny, keep it light, make sure no one loses anything.
I can see it.
If you have a theater background, it's a great little gig.
Are you hiring?
Yeah, right? Right. Well, actually,
I
listen,
could be a kitten.
you could be. You'd be great. Listen, you had a box. What's the song? You had a song.
Busy box.
Listen, I could be like, I know a girl who can do pickup for
I
you.
can see like, oops.
And in burlesque, if you had a busy box, I think people would be like, oh yeah, that's somebody we need.
That's it.
Yeah, you'd be great. You would be great. Oh my God. Yes.
How do you think a burlesque can empower a woman? Like how do you find it like woman empowerment? Wise.
To be effective doing burlesque is you have to like yourself because you are what you're sharing with the
Yes.
audience. The whole process of getting ready for a burlesque show, like the dressing up, the ritual of putting on makeup and looking at yourself and putting on like your most beautiful costume and being like, I feel beautiful. I feel beautiful. I look beautiful. I'm going to go out and I'm going to make people feel beautiful and I'm going to make them feel like it's really an exercise in
Like self-worth.
self-worth
Yeah.
and being like, okay, like what are my best features? What can I work on? How can I be, like in a positive way? It's like, how can I be better? Like,
Right.
what do I want to celebrate today?
Right. It's like an
And-
exaggerated version of beauty
100%.
that you get to like, yes, I love that.
I think that burlesque is one of the last bastions of like old Hollywood.
Yes, I agree.
Where, you walk in Norma Jean and you leave Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
And I think I don't know any person, but for women specifically, I don't know anyone who wouldn't want that.
Yes.
Even for like a moment, right?
Yes.
So I think, people looked at Norma Jean and they were like, okay, well, if we do this and we put this here and we do that, that's going to be a star. And I feel like burlesque is that opportunity for women to do that.
Yes.
To look at yourself in the mirror and be like, well, this is the star.
To highlight that like feminine, like sexy, teasy kind of side.
And it's you. It's still you, but it's
elevated.
It's heightened, which I love.
Yes. I mean, that's kind of what the show is. I feel for me, I'm mommy artist, this, but like I'm not like this all the time. Like the mommy artist is in like an elevated expression of Megan.
Yes.
And so it's kind of like I relate to that in that way. Where were you in your career when you found out you were becoming a mom?
Oh, it was actually a really beautiful time because leading up to getting the announcement, I'd been very private about it, but I had actually a very challenging year.
Okay.
2024, I actually had a miscarriage.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. And I was like, oh man, I had worked so hard to like have it.
To get pregnant. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
But I think it's really beautiful to share.
Yes,
because
please.
it's like
thank you.
How the timing in life is just like perfect.
Thank you.
So I find out I had a miscarriage and I was like, damn, this was really hard.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, well, motherhood isn't going to happen for me right now, but I know it will. But in the meantime, like, I don't know, let me like do some stuff. Like, I was like, well, I always wanted to do the Nutcracker. So maybe I'll do the Nutcracker. Like I'm not a ballerina, but let me think on that. And I was like, okay, also, you know what? I'm going to do a competition.
Yes.
And so I threw my hat in the ring for
Queen of Striptease?
The Striptease in New Orleans.
I'm interested.
And I was like, I've never, for burlesque specifically, I'm not really a competition person, but I was like, I love New Orleans. I've been many times. I've actually never gotten to perform there. I've just enjoyed the city. And I was like, oh, well, if I'm going to like perform in like a debut, like even if I don't get into the competition, maybe I'll get into the festival and that'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
And also like, I need to like get out of town.
Get
I
your
need to
mind
like
off.
do something different. And I got into the competition. I remember like being gagged and I was like, oh, okay. Here we go. And I remember being very excited, but I was like, I have nothing more to give but be myself.
Right.
And I was like, I am very sad right now.
Right.
I kept it very private, but I was like, I am very sad right now. I'm not going to buy a new costume. I'm not going to whatever. I'm just going to like be the best me that I can do.
Yes.
And I go and have a great time. I felt really great about what I did, but I couldn't believe I won.
Yeah.
And I remember standing on the stage.
That's so awesome.
And I had in my head who I thought would win. And they're all fantastic and awesome. But I'm just here. I'm like, And they said my name. And I like just continued to like stand there because like I didn't
process.
And a friend of mine, Gigi Holiday, she goes, Carla, it's you. And I like, pass out. And it was like so surreal. And I remember like having that moment and being like, wow, I think if I had been pregnant, I probably wouldn't have been able to go.
Right.
I probably wouldn't have been able to like share that with my community.
Yep. It's the timing.
But also like as an artist, it meant a lot to be seen.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, I wasn't prepared to
No,
cry, but it's very true. I was like, wow, like I have more to do.
Yes.
And maybe this is the year I do some things that I've been putting off. Or that I made excuses that I couldn't do.
Right.
And competing was one of them. So that was such a beautiful moment for me. I was very gagged.
Yes, I love that. It's a
So
beautiful story.
So that happened. And then the year was great. I feel like I traveled a little more than I usually do for work. After winning that, like I kind of like, I went to Iceland. There was just some really cool stuff. And then I was like, okay, like I want to do this Nutcracker show.
Okay.
What? And
it kept coming back.
I was like, I love the Nutcracker so much. I've always loved it. Never got to do it as a kid. How? And my friend Peekaboo Point,
cute.
love Peekaboo Point. I would talk to her about it, and it just came together. And so I was okay, guys. Well, let's do this. And so I cast this show. Actually, Jonathan is in my Nutcracker show. It's awesome. And so that summer, so the year is great, right? So we're sad. We're
Right.
sad. And then literally in January, I win Queen.
Win show.
And it's a great year.
Right.
It's just kind of like a reconnecting in like bigger ways, like bigger things,
Yes.
and kind of being braver.
Yes.
And so summer comes around and we're like rehearsing for Nutcracker. We're like we're doing it. And I was like, okay, well, this is my birthday. I'm going to like do a workshop of the show. It's going to be free. People just have to RSVP.
Okay.
And hey, come see this crazy version of the burlesque Nutcracker that we're going to do. We have shadow puppeteers. It's like a whole thing.
Oh my gosh, cool.
And the cast is like the most incredible group of people. Like just fun. We had so much fun this summer, like rehearsing for this ridiculous show. And so, I put out the party full or whatever, the invite. It like everyone comes.
Sells out.
It sells out. We're packed up to do the Nutcracker. And it's like a magical night. I mean, of course, like maybe little things were like awkward. Again, we actually workshopped it at Wayne Park. And so it was, like the space is awesome.
Yes.
But like it's weird for like a show.
Yes.
And like we, it was a whole thing, but like we made it work. And it was just like the vibe was right. It was just so perfect. And Peekaboo is also a doula as well.
Yes. Okay.
And so, I would talk to her about like pregnancy stuff or whatever. And I was like, one day, girl, like you're going to be my doula too. And so, right? Like, so Nutcracker, we were about to do it. And she just was like, hey, like, cause she knew like my situation. She was one of the few people who knew. And she's like, how is all that going? And I was like, and then it like came over me. I'm like, you know what I think is going to happen? I'm like, I think once Nutcracker is like done, meaning this workshop and craziness is done, I'm like, I think I'm gonna get pregnant. She goes, I think so too. And then and then that's how it happened. So it's like the workshop for Nutcracker happened, and that was like like very early fall, if I remember right, September. We did it, and then it was like that fall, I was pregnant.
Oh my gosh!
And then it was like we were it was the fall. I remember because I was pregnant, because then we did Nutcracker in December and I was pregnant. And we had to like redo stuff because I was pregnant. Like the character in Nutcracker, like my version of Clara, like drinks a lot. And I was showing like,
so you were like visibly.
I was maybe like 4 months, pushing 5 months when Nutcracker came around. So Peekaboo was like, why don't you just eat a lot? So like we had like a big thing of cookies. It was so fun. It was so fun and sweet to do. But that was like my becoming a mom.
Yes.
And it was so special.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. Have you yet experienced mom guilt while being a performer? Have you felt like, no?
Sorry, I know that was quick.
No.
No, I think it's a mixture of a few things. One, like my husband really is very supportive.
That's awesome.
And I'm just the type, I refuse to feel guilty about who I am.
Yes.
I've always been that way.
I love that.
And also like it's so much to bring a person into this world.
Like what do I have to be guilty about?
What do I have to feel guilty about?
Yes.
I've always, I like la. Like when it comes to like society, and I get it. I understand what it is. And maybe it's the kind of thing, if something's crept in, I'm like, no.
I love that.
Because it's like we put in the work as moms.
And more moms need to hear that. So moms listening, this is going to really resonate with people. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because so many people suffer immensely from that. And a lot of performers I've interviewed, because you do have to go out and be yourself and continue grinding and working and all that kind of thing. But like, I agree. Like people ask me like, do you have mom guilt by being here like right now? And I'm like, well, no, because it's my time. Yep. I put in my time when I need to. And then I also have my time. So yeah, mom guilt. Fuck it. Okay. Tell me quickly about the Pearls Daily Studios and why did you want to start it and when did you start it and all the things about it.
Okay. In 2020, when everything was shut down, I actually just got married. I got married a week before shutdown.
Oh, wow. How lucky.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And my hubby is a very talented cinematographer.
Oh, wonderful.
So, we're like trapped at
In
home.
the biz.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
we're trapped at home. And it's just like, well, you have all these crazy ideas. Let's like make a short film.
Yes.
So we shot a short film in our apartment.
Amazing.
And it was so crazy. And from there, I kind of got the bug with production because it was something, it's one of those things like one day I'll do whatever. And I was like, actually, I think that's now. I think the
today.
one day is today. And so in 2020, I started just filming acts at home. He'd help me film and and then when the world started opening back up, 2021, 22, it was like things would come across like his desk or they'd be like, oh, and we need a producer. And he goes, actually like my wife, like my wife, she's really sharp. And so I started like kind of taking on
Amazing.
And this also coincided also like with that kind of miscarriage time as well, where I really went ham on producing. I like borderline burnout, I think, in a way. But like I did a lot of cool, like a lot of fun stuff and kind of a trial by fire, if you will. So I do have a production company. At that time, I was really focused on like film, TV, the visual online world. But with what I was sharing with you is that I am pivoting to like theater as well. It's not that it's a company that, the inner dialogue, it's like, oh, well, are you doing everything now? It's like, well, it's not that I want to do everything. It's like, I want to do the things that I love really well. And similar to Walt Disney, who is a lunatic, he said, I want to have parks and movies and whatever. And I'm like, if this man can say like, I want to do that, I'm like, why not? Why not me? Also, when you have a clear vision for something, it's like, hey, so maybe you're the first person to do it. And that's I always think of this line from Evita, where it's like it's very difficult to keep momentum if it's you that you are following. And sometimes it's like, yeah, if you're kind of like, wow, I have people who I admire, but I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
And I'm gonna do all the things. So that's the company now. That's kind of where I'm at. Because also like our Nutcracker show is kind of like becoming a thing. So I'm working on
and you produced that. So
and I'm working on like getting that a little some kind of run for next year. And I actually have a new play that I'm workshopping this summer.
Awesome.
And so I'm kind of marrying the two things.
I love that.
Yes.
And you should do everything. Why not?
Listen, there are people in this world who have jobs and positions that they shouldn't. And with that, it's like, why not you, especially if you have a clear vision and you have integrity?
One more question before we enter our hot seat segment. Okay. What do you hope your child learns from your journey building the creative, wonderful, extraordinary life that you have?
That you can create the life that you want.
Yes.
I mean, both her father and I are freelance artists living in the most insane city in the world doing it. And if we can do it, you can do it. I think it's being a dreamer, letting kids dream and then breaking down in both fun and realistic ways how those dreams can happen.
Yes.
I got very inspired by a father I saw on Instagram whose daughter really wanted to be a mermaid. And whose kid doesn't want to be a mermaid? Right. It is an awesome job.
Right.
But like, I think some parents are like, oh, mermaid, okay. But this father, I so love what he did where he was like, okay, mermaid. He goes, well, if you want to be a mermaid, you're going to have to be a really good swimmer. Swimming lessons. He's like, I also think like you should be a really good singer, right? Because mermaids sing. They have to sing to the animals. And like, look what Ariel's, she's singing lessons. And the daughter had to follow through on all these things. And when people would talk to her, she felt even more such, well, I'm becoming a mermaid.
Yeah.
And so I'm in these swim classes because my dad said that if I want to be a mermaid, then I have to.
Wonderful.
And I was like, that's how to do it, right? Because you're not killing the kid's dream.
You're not diminishing.
You're not like, oh,
idea.
Okay, you want to be a mermaid. It's like, okay, well, mermaid is this.
Yes.
And that's what it really means.
Take the steps.
You have to be in the water. You have to be kind to animals. You have to, and this little girl took it really seriously. At best, she works at Wiki Wachi and actually becomes a mermaid in South Florida.
I've seen that documentary.
At worst,
fascinating.
She gets she's a singer and she can swim really well and she's great with animals. Everyone wins.
Right. I love that. Okay, Pearls, are you ready for your hot seat segment?
Oh, yes.
What's scarier, forgetting a line on a film set or a wardrobe malfunction on a burlesque stage?
Forgetting a line.
Favorite role you've ever played?
Minky Woodcock.
Last thing that made you cry?
Talking about my miscarriage.
Oh my God, that's not funny. I'm sorry. I don't know why I laughed. What's your most used emoji?
Oh, the face and hands that are hugging.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's your go-to snack on the run?
A piece of bread.
Nice. Where do you get that? Like from home?
Well, yeah, from home. Listen, these days I pack it in my bag because she eats bread. It's the whole
Like
thing.
sliced bread or like a baguette?
Sliced bread. Sourdough. I'm a sourdough girl.
Oh. Most challenging thing about being a performing mom?
The scheduling.
One thing people assume about you that's wrong?
That I'm a snob. I think some people I've heard that like I'm not approachable.
I could see that.
But then I am. I don't know.
Yeah, I got you. I feel the same. Favorite NYC dinner spot?
Ooh, Johnny's.
Producing or acting?
Acting.
One word to describe your current season?
Hopeful.
Love it. Thank you so much. This was a wonderful interview. Okay, guys, we're back. Pearls is going to teach me a fancy burlesque trick where I'm going to learn how to become a burlesque dancer. And this is one of the things, like a classic burlesque move, because I've seen it time and time again.
Right.
Okay.
I think a fun thing.
Take it away.
Okay. So a great thing I love about gloves is they're very unifying. Everyone can do gloves. You don't have to be like a Rockette or a crazy dancer. It's just like all about highlighting things you like about Yes. See, I mean, honestly, I think I'm going to learn from you, actually. It's true. Okay. So with a glove, I like to do like a bright color. So you kind of like emphasize like your costume and you can emphasize your face. And also gloves are very like soft and satiny. So it's like if you're feeling sexy and you're feeling the softness and you're sharing that with the audience, they're going to feel that too. So I like to do like a little like graze the jaw, like a glamour shot, kind of like go like this. So we're going to go, yeah, that's perfect. We'll mirror each other. Okay. So a little like underneath the jaw, like, ooh, yes, like, ooh, that feels so good. And then it's always fun because you got to like keep them guessing. So you go from like the softness of the glove to like I like to go for the middle finger. Okay. You go for the middle. You're going to bite down. So go for it. Ready? You're going the softness. You're showing the audience softness. And then you connect with the audience. And then you're going to bite it like this. You go, and then you're going to take it off.
Okay, like one foot,
foot. I like to do a turn like this. Like a turn like this. And then it's like, and then you let it go. You can let it fling into the audience or you can hold it. Oh, yeah. I love a lasso. Yeah. I'm always flying away. I'm like, let's go. Yeah. Yep. Yes.
See, yeah. I'm ready.
She's ready.
Pearls, thank you so much for being here. It was such a pleasure to meet you. You're amazing. I love you.
Thank you again for having me. And again, wonderful. Like, what a cool thing that you're doing.
No, you're the cool one. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Remember that you can't have butterfly conversations with caterpillar people and that everyone out there is trying their best. Love you. Bye.
All right, besties, my glass is empty, but my cup is full, and that means it's the end of the episode. Remember that you can't have butterfly conversations with caterpillar people and that everyone out there is trying their best. Love you. Bye. You can find the Mommy Artists podcast on YouTube to watch the full video. Give it a like, hit subscribe, and come back next week for more iconic chaos and creative magic. But no worries if not.